Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
Player left.
Drivers, start your engines!
Welcome to the qualifying race for the Lowe's 300. The top 22 cars from this race will make tonight's 300-mile feature race. Field coming through 3 and 4. Glenn Kaufman's going to lead him to the green. Pace car heads for pit road. Starter's got the green flag in his hand. And we are green, green, green. Kaufman tries to nose ahead and off the exit of turn 2. Gunn for the push behind him. 2x2 through most of the field still. Good run on the outside from Armstrong. Armstrong edges ahead on the outside, but the inside is a little bit shorter, so Glenn's going to come back on him. But a big run off the top side. JT's going to lead the lap. Rodriguez grinds the wall behind there after a little bit of contact. Everybody's still going straight. Armstrong now leads. Armstrong looking to check out on him now. Rodriguez has gathered his car up at the back of the field. Will hopefully try to climb back through. 3 wide. Trey Larkin trying to come forward here. Outside line working pretty well though. Molitor Hill's gotten clear now as well. 3 wide now. Glenn in the middle between Reigns and Larkin. Bottom side touches the apron. A little sketchy there. Back of the field getting real strung out. Battle for the lead between Hill and Armstrong. Hill on the bottom trying to make it happen. Looking all the way to the bottom. Trey going for the lead now. Three wide for the lead. Shadle all the way to the bottom side. Hill way up against the wall. A couple cars brush the wall there down the front stretch, just trying to make sure they give enough room. Field still tightly packed, racing and dicing side by side for most of the field. A handful of cars trailed off the back already. Looks like Wickersham and Stephen Davis have gone off the back. John Hussey's absolute garbage machine lost the draft pretty much from the start of the race. Barely has the money to show up for any of these shows, but knew that there was a nice amount of money available just to try to make this field. They're looking 4 wide at the front of the field. We are 4 wide. I don't know how they're still going like this. It's going to be a wreck if they keep running like that. There's no reason to wreck that far to the front. Armstrong goes to the bottom. Tries to take the lead from Luthley. They are fighting like this is a points-paying event, which it is not. There are some prizes being offered for winning this race, but I don't think it's worth missing the show. Rodriguez has gotten back on terms to the back of the field. He's going to try to work his way back up into the transfer spots. This field is tightly packed. Ooh, Hill brushes the wall, sparks fly. Laps clicking away here. Last car in right now would be Jack Painter. Trey Larkin going for the lead down the backstretch. Gets the run on Shadle and clears him off into the corner. He's going to come out of the corner with the lead all by himself. If they race anything like this in the 300 later tonight, it's going to be a barn burner. Reno Jackson trying to establish the bottom underneath Trey Larkin. Doesn't quite get the run down the backstretch. I think that's going to let Trey drop back down. Nigel Ramaswamy sticks it 3 wide. Ooh, more contact with the wall. That outside lane just starts running out of room real quick there on corner exit. Trey drifts a little high trying to arc it in, but that's going to let Nigel get right to his quarter panel. Going to try to side draft and drag him back. Here comes the 37 on the bottom with a help from the 36 and the 90. 37 sails off into 3. Trey's going to lose the lead. Off the corner, Nigel's going to lead the lap, but the 36 has already gotten to his inside. And they're going to catch a slow car here pretty quickly. DeCourcy to the bottom. That Coast Guard number 90 looking for the lead. And he's going to get put 3 wide himself. It's a conveyor belt action going on at the front here. Cars come forward and they go straight back. Charles White, good run here. Second car on the bottom. Hasn't made a lot of races this season. Trey Larkin losing ground here, needs to get out of this high groove. The high side not working anymore as Charles White looks for the lead in 3 and 4. Tom Barber with the push behind him, going to push him clear and into the lead. They are about to catch John Hussey's very, very slow machine that might as well be a late model. And he's going to check up the high side here. Bottom side's going to stream through past that 35 machine. Hussey might actually get to change lanes here into 3, though, and block the whole field. Stack them up 3 wide, 3 rows back. White bounces the fence. That was a pretty hard hit. That wasn't a light straight. That was a whack. More cars streaming around. They're going to go 3 wide to get around Hussey. A little contact there with the 83s. Everybody's still pointed straight, but that was heart in your throat moments there. Trey Larkin fading back. He needs to get out of this high groove before he loses the draft, which is a distinct possibility stuck behind this 35 like this. Field getting kind of strung out from passing the slow car. Charles White thought about sticking it 3 wide, decided it wasn't worth wrecking everybody. Car's still filtering around this 35. Trey finally gets to the bottom. Pulls the inside of Nigel. Charles White gets the inside of the slow 35 machine. I think we're finally getting around this car. Just so far off the pace. It's a wonder the Bonanza officials even let him come out here for this race. I can't imagine they let him do this too many more times before they say, John, I don't know if it's you, the car, or both, but you cannot keep doing this. Field now really strung out. We'll see if they come back together. Field covering almost the entire backstretch now. Last car in the show right now is JT Armstrong. Trey right now outside looking in, needs to use the draft, get himself back up there. They're so racy up ahead of him, I think he'll get up there without much trouble, but if they catch a lap car again right at the end of the race, that could eliminate the strong cars and give us an interesting field for tonight's 300-mile event. Field mostly coming back together. Few stragglers off the back. Trey is one of them. Ooh, a little contact at the front. Looked like we were really trying to have a crash up there. Trey now at the back of the field. Now start picking up spots and try to pick his way back in. Those last 2 might just get back on. I think Nigel's going to be okay. But that 34, he may not get back to this field. That 34 has just barely got any draft ahead of him. I don't know if he's going to catch back up here or if he's going to lose the draft. Losing the draft might be the night over. Most of the field, though, is back together. 34, 45, 44, and 35 are the only cars not in the field. 44 and the 45 are about 20 seconds off the field. They'll get lapped here at some point here soon. Car's just touching that apron. 34 just hanging on to just dregs of draft back there. If they get a little more 3 wide towards the back, they might bring it back. Let's look at the gap this time. He was 2.5 the last lap. Did he gain? Did he lose? He's losing time. I think he's going to be off the back here pretty quick. And the lead just seems to change every lap. Nobody seems to be strong enough to hold the lead. This is putting on some exciting racing at the front and bodes very well for what we might see tonight. Just little bits of contact off of that corner. One of these laps, though, it's not going to work out. It's a powder keg in this field, and each time a car hits the wall, that's a ton of sparks into the powder, and one of these times it's going to go off. Babel to the lead. 34 actually just holding on again. Made up a little bit of time. Painter working his way up to the front. Been unlucky to miss a couple of shows here recently. We'd like to start making shows again to get back in the top 20 points. 34 lost time again that lap. The cars ahead of him are getting closer to him. The field's stringing out a bit. Tires may finally be starting to wear. We might see this settle down a little bit. Trey marching his way back up to the front here. .34's at least got company. Tony Gunk and Stump are back there with him now. Might be the help he needs to get back on terms. They're gonna, yep, I was just going to say, Stephen Davis and Grant Wickersham can't be far ahead, and there we get a glimpse. They may really mess up this field. Two slower cars. I don't think they were even hanging with the draft on the start very well, so I think they'll fall through this field, but they may create some breaks in the field. Ooh, Painter on the wall. That 07 may actually be strong enough now to start stretching this field out. He's held the lead for a couple of laps. But here comes Luthley and Larkin to the front. As the lap cars are side by side, that will not be good in something like that. 34 has gotten back on terms of the back of the field as the field starts to stretch out. Last car in right now, Tom Barber. 3 wide for second. Ooh, a lot of contact for Hill there. That's going to put the 86 up in the wall. Well, the 86 gets tagged a little bit. Everybody's still going. They are trying to have a wreck. I told you, this field is just on the verge. Oh, no. They're catching 2 lap cars who are also catching John Hussey. This could get sketchy. Larkin goes to the bottom. He's going to get blocked by the 44 and the 45. He's going to get to the inside of the 44. The big break in the field after that little bit of contact with Reigns. They get around the 44 and the 45 at the front of the field. Now they're going to catch John Hussey very quickly. Here comes the catch. Larkin gets a little block. Here comes DeCourcy with a big run. And they're going to try to filter by him. The 83 is going to get stuck in a sandwich of lap cars. Not a good place to be. Not a tasty sandwich. And now he's going to have a lap car to his inside. One in front of him, one behind him. This might split this field up really quickly. Three wide, trying to work on the lap cars. You can see Hussey's that much slower than even the other lap cars. Big breaks forming in the field here from passing these lap cars. Stephen Davis actually getting on turns with the rest of the field with a little bit of help. He and the 44 might be slow, but they're not John Hussey slow. Field getting spread out, but not so much of a gap forming in it anymore. Babel going backwards, though. He has a strong car. He needs to get around this 35 and find his way back up into the field. Not confident enough with Hussey to put him 3 wide. Gonna try to sneak to his inside here. Ooh, Hussey hits the wall. That gets him even more checked up than he already was. Babel finally says, forget this, I'm putting him 3 wide. And Glenn's going to go around, and Luthley's going to be the last car that's going to get around John Hussey. It's a lot of work to do now to get back up on terms in front of the field. It's right on board, Glenn's on board, get an idea of how much ground he's lost. Look at how far ahead the lead is. But there's no big gap. So he's going to have traffic to himself back up there. Needing to get into the show and get some good finishes. He's been wired back in points despite whenever he makes the show, he seems to finish pretty well. Or at least run well until something unforeseen happens. Working his way past cars here going by the laps, so these drivers' desperation might start setting in for the transfer spot. Glenn puts 2 wheels on the apron. I don't know how these guys are getting away with it. Spike Levinson, that 47 car, it's a good looking car, but it ain't made many races this season. Geico not getting the most of their sponsorship. Look at this point, Davis, Wickersham, and Hussey are just hoping for a wreck when they're not in the field. They eliminate a handful of cars, that might be what they need to get into the show tonight. Glenn's sitting here 26. He needs to make a few more spots. Field's getting very dicey ahead of him. He's going to put Hill 3 wide here with Davis. Hill's going to get a better run from the high side. They're both going to get around Stephen Davis here by the exit 4. Field still packed up, still dicing hard, even for spots where it doesn't much matter. But we've got some guys that have lost the rest of the field here. I think Dylan Luthley's going to be the last one in with a shot. I think Spike's lost it, Pedersen's lost it, Grant Lyde lost the draft. They are out of contention, barring a catastrophe in this field. And the way this field's racing, catastrophe seems quite possible. They come 3 wide through the trial, just screaming through. Glenn just sitting at the back of the field. I think he might be biding his time here a little bit, waiting to see what everybody's got. But I think if you're back here, it is a danger zone for multiple reasons. You're in danger of missing the race, you're in danger of being in a wreck when it happens. I don't think it's an if, but when we see a crash. Rodriguez working his way back up to the front after a little bit of early trouble. I expect that we will probably lap John Hussey at least one more time, and I think that lapping is going to determine who makes this race. JT Armstrong is a little checked up to the quad oval here. Going to bring that outside lane back. And Glenn is in a transfer spot, working his way forward. Hopefully he's not going forward too soon. Once you're in the transfer spot, every spot you pick up is a little bit more safety. And it sounds like we're catching John Hussey quickly here. We're also quickly approaching the last 10 laps of this qualifier event. As we said earlier, top 22 transfer tonight's 300-mile race at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And if we see this kind of racing for 300 miles, I think everyone will be out of breath and the seats will be broken. You can only sit on the edge so long. Ooh, Trey bounces the wall hard. You sit on the edge of your seat for too long, that seat is prone to snap in half. I hope Charlotte has a bunch of spare seats ready, because they might need them. And the leader is about to catch John Hussey for the 3rd time. The leaders who are single file are going to get around him without too much incident, but back here where we're double wide, it's going to get sketchy. Checking up the outside lane. That's a godsend for anybody on the bottom that's looking to make time quickly. Gets the field a little strung out here. A little bit 3 wide action though mid-pack. Connor back to the lead. That car looked strong earlier. Still looks pretty strong now. Don't think they're going to catch that 35 for another time, so you got what you got now. Couple of car length gap for that 07. Connor stretching his legs. That car looks pretty strong right now. Glenn gonna make it all the way to the bottom. He's gonna go for second. Glenn hears us talking about that strong 07 and says, look at what this 54's got. Lead draft finally all around Hussey. We'll see what happens. Ooh, Glenn's gonna get the 3 wide by Charles White. That lets that 07 just right at the front. Glenn now stuck in the outside lane at a bad time. Laps are winding down. You don't want to be going backwards at this point in the event. But he does have some buffer before he gets anywhere near that transfer spot. Back of the field, pretty single file back there. Should help him draw up to this wad of cars. Look at this, just 3 wide, packed up, asking for disasters. Connor finally loses the lead to JT Armstrong. Positions changing all the time there for the transfer spot. Glenn in the middle. Dylan Luthley looking for the lead. Yari Rodriguez is going to put him 3 wide. He wants the lead. 3 wide for the lead off of turn 4. A couple of cars hit the wall. Van Buren rushed the wall pretty substantially there. It's Nigel Ramaswamy all sorts out of shape not to run him over. Wide still at the front of this field. I just can't believe they've done this for 48 laps and kept everybody pointed straight so far. Trey Larkin currently on the outside looking in, but he's got a good run on the bottom. I think he's going to work his way up here. Let's move our cameras back towards this transfer area, because this is where the action really is as we wind out of laps. Doug Spark on the outside looking in too. He's been in most of the night, but has faded back at a bad time. Let's see if he can come back forward. They are 3 wide towards the front of the field. That's going to let the back of this field porting up nicely with 2 laps to go. Last car in right now, Molitor Hill. Glenn going backwards at a very inopportune time here. We're coming to the white flag. It's decision time. Who's in, who's out? White flag in the air. This is your last chance to move forward, gentlemen. This is going to decide who's in the show tonight. Currently, last car in, Lawrence Van Buren, but he's going to get put 3 wide. Here comes Doug Spark on the bottom. Spark, desperation time, trying to make the show. Down the backstretch, Spark edges ahead. Ramaswamy to the bottom. Shadle going backwards. Glenn going backwards. This is going to decide it. Connor Babel's going to get put 3 wide. They are 3 wide, packed up tight at the line. Last car in. Nigel Ramaswamy makes the show. Cars who didn't make the show: Jared Shadle, Nate Schuff, Lawrence Van Buren, Tony Gunk. Jacob Stump misses the show. Ryan Pedersen out. Spike Levinson misses the show. Grant lied out. Stephen Davis, Grant Wickersham, and John Hussey all failed to make tonight's event. We will be back later tonight for the feature. 300 miles, 42 cars. Will it be as clean as this? I sure hope the action's as intense, although I may need medication to get